Hello learners. In this session, you will learn about the catering management, food and beverages, and also we'll go through the alcohol management, the various aspect about serving the alcohol and how the permits and it being taken. So we'll just go through with that, and I'll just want to give you a small intro about me. I am Manish Agarwal from Pearl Academy, New Delhi School of Contemporary Media. I'm an industry expert. I'm associated with events like India Art Fair, Fashion Weeks, Comic Con, and lot more destination weddings and lots of theatrical projects. So let's start with the session. So in this session, we'll be going through catering management, food and beverages, but yes, alcohol management will be a major part of it. So this is my intro, which I have already spoken with you. So we'll go ahead in the presentation. So this is part three, which is like service planning and alcohol management. So what is an objective for this session? So after listening to this session, you will be able to identify different types of food service and catering management during events. So you will be able to know what kind of different services related to food takes place when these kind of events happen and how you manage those things. Then we know the importance of hygiene, sanitation, and safety in catering management. Yes, hygiene, sanitation is really important for any kind of event, rather be it a small conference or big events or any kinds of weddings. So hygiene need to be taken care, and yes, safety in catering management, how safe we are in catering the people, how safe is our venue, so that people feel secure and we have a fantastic event. So we'll move ahead. So these are the functions of catering events, which involve catering operations, food service and requirement, menu selection, service planning, and alcohol management. So catering operations, as I want to tell you about like what kind of operations we do in when the catering is being done, how many people, what kind of people are being involved. Then food service and requirement, what kind of food is being served, what is the requirement for that particular kind of food which is being served at the venue to the people, to the guests. Then the menu selection, it is the vastest part of your any kind of event, or rather it be a food festival or a fashion events or an art event or anything like that. And the service planning, how you are planning to service the people, what kind of people are servicing at your event, and what is your plans. Then the alcohol management, which we go in detail in this lesson, so which will tell you about how you manage the alcohol, how what are the permits and licenses we need, and how it is being served. So service planning, food service style. So service planning or food service style is the manner in which the food is presented to guests at an event and affect their impression to a large extent. So we should know what kind of food and how that food is being serviced. So that is really, really important, because our guests always see the service part of it, which is really important. And if the service is good, it is we give it a lasting impression. It is a very good impression always we have to leave to our client, to our guest, and it has to be on a larger extent. Then the function of food service planning includes the following activities, which are like determine appropriate room setups. Yes, the kind of room setup has to be there. It has to be neat, good looking room, has to be big. When you do kind of some kind of setup, what kind of place it is, so that is important. Then specify serving styles and timing, how what is the style of your serving and when that serving has to happen, what are the timings. So timing really play a vital role when you do any kind of serving in your food. Then identify and integrate site implications. So we should know what kind of implications or any kind of problems we have on the site. We should identify and we should integrate all kind of solutions to it. So integration of the solutions for the site management and implication of things according to it is really important again. Then incorporate staffing and equipment considerations. So what kind of staff we need to incorporate, the staff or good staff or waiters, the chefs, the people who are serving actually on the table to the guest. if it is a self-service, how people are coming to the counters and taking the food, so that your staff has to be there. Then the equipment, what kind of equipments are being used, like the chefing dishes, like the cutleries, like the decor, or any other part of it, so that need to be considered on a wide basis. Then you can see this is a setup of a dining room in which the nicely neat layout has been done. So this is a room setup. So it's like you can see it's a setup of a house. But yes, the things are very neat. So whenever we do a kind of setup for our food and catering, so it has to look good. As I told you before, also the aesthetics play a very important part in this, as the creativity always looks good to the people who are involved, and to the people who come as a guest to your event or to your any kind of party. Then we come to service planning, food service style, which means the type of food service method chosen by the event manager together with caterer would basically depend on the following factor. These are the factors in which the how the food is being served and where it is being served, and what are the important factors. This is like the after the important discussions between the event manager and the caterer, the one who serves you the food and who decide what kind of food to be served for an event. An event manager plays an important role because they have to do the aesthetics to that particular kind of food. So very important again. Then what are the following factors? The type of establishment means what kind of event it is, where it is happening, where basically what quantity and quality of the things we have to give in that particular kind of event, how the food and when the food is being served. So that has been very very important. Then the menu, what is the menu we are giving to our guests, so that need to be discussed. Then cost of meal or food, cost of meal is very very important. What is the cost? That cost comes as per plate, or that is a bulk a package cost. Many times the package cost is being given to the client, but many times per package, per plate kind of thing, per person kind of thing, a package deal has been set. So we should know what kind of cost we are catering to the client. Then time available for the meal. So what is the time when the meal is to be served and when it is served. So it also means that when you are making that particular kind of meal, when the food is being made before an event, so that it always be a fresh when we serve it. Then the type of guest, what type of guests which are coming to our site, what is the methodology, what are the temperament of those people, so that we need to know. Then the number of guests expected, yes, this is a very important thing. Number of guests expected, how many people are coming. So whenever we create the food menu, when we create any kind of event, so we should know how many people are coming, because our caterer has to make the food accordingly. If we have a party of a 500 guests and if we make a food for 1000 guests, so what will happen? It's a waste. We will be wasting. Okay, 500 guest event is there. If supposedly 600 also are coming to that event, so that kind of thing is handled. But what do you do with lots of food? It's a waste. So we need to take care of those things also. The food should not be wasted, and many times it happens like we count on the guest, like there are 500 guests and supposedly there are 1000 guests, and we make the food only for 500 or 550 guests. So what will happen? We can't make food on an urgent basis, because the food is a kind of art. So we should know everything about the number, kind of guest, when it is happening, how it is happening. So very very important. Then availability of skilled serving staffs. Our staff who is serving the food has to be very skilled. They have to be very fast. So it is not only the food making is a skilled art, but serving is also an amazing art, because when you are serving to guests, how good you are to the guest in serving the food, how good you are in carrying your dishes to the people when it is not a self-service kind of thing. So skilled serving staff again is a very important thing. Then we move to waiter service. As we spoken about the skill service, so this will come under this. This is a formal type of service in which a skilled person, waiter, presents the menu to the guest. So the waiter who's very skilled and nicely spoken, he just go to the guest, present a menu to your guest, what he or she wants. for a particular evening to eat and what they will like. So this is very important to have a skilled person for that. Then the tables are preset with napkins, cutlery, water, tumblers, salt and paper cruets, and other accessories. So it's very important to lie down everything on a table, but in a proper way. So it should be preset with these things like cutleries, napkins, then the water tumblers, salt and paper, and other important things like the different sauces, different vinegars, and other things like olives and all. So that is also required, plus the accessories. This means the kind of cutleries that supports, or the kind of flowers that support as a decor, or kind of linen which you have done on your tables. So again, this is an important part. Then the dining area gives a formal appearance and provides an atmosphere, dignity, hospitality, and layer. So dining area has to be very dignified. It should look like you are entering into a zone which is like hospitable. The people are very comfortable to talk to, and you feel really that you are a place where you feel like you are being treated like a VVIPs, or a very important guest. So that is a layer kind of thing. You should feel very layered. You should feel very relaxed and nice when you go to any venue for a food, for an event, or to see a show. Then the waiter service has been used in a number of ways depending upon the response in the demands. They are banquet service, restaurant service, and room service. So these are different kind of waiter services. So it is as per demand, where those waiters are being required at the banquet when the food is being served, or to do the housekeeping kind of thing. Then the restaurant services, where the one-to-one interaction is there with the waiters, where they give the menus to the guest and to the clients and then serve the food accordingly. And the room service is when the waiter are serving directly into the room of a client, when the client come as a guest in destination weddings, or when an event is happening, your client or your guest is staying in that particular hotel or a banquet where we are doing an event. So that room service is again an important thing. So the waiters are split into these different parts, and they do service accordingly. Then you can see a formal setup for waiter service. You can see a nice table layout here with all the important cutleries and some kind of snacks on the table. Then the things which are helpful in serving people. So this kind of layout is very important whenever you're doing a service, because if you do a layout, layout is being laid up, so it's very easy for you to just go there, ask menu to your guest, and they just ask you particular kind of food. But your cutlery like spoons, forks, plates, glass tumblers, and should already be there on the table, but with a nice decor. As you can see, some nice decor, some candle stands, some flowers are there. So they help in the aesthetics of the setup, plus the kind of linen which is you can see on the table, a white cloth, and the chairs, the kind of colors. So it has to be very neat and nice. So you can see another setup. This is for a very Indian setup, an Indian wedding. So in Indian weddings, we have a function called Sajan Go, which is like the guest, like the people from the groom side, they get seated by the bride family, and they are being served in a very proper manner, and personally the people from the bride side also, and plus there are many waiters who are serving, and you can see the elaborate setting of the service here, the cutlery here. So these kind of things are also there, and waiter need to take care of how many things they have to serve in particular plate, how many times they have to come again and again to see exactly your guest want or not, what kind of food they like, what is being need to be refilled. So these things need to be taken care, so that skilled service, skilled waiters, skilled personnel is really important for this kind of service. And you can see another setup, a formal setup for waiter service. This is again a very nicely laid setup. You can see with flower arrangements, with nice upholstery, nice chair covers, nice linen for your table, then the cutlery which is silver and glass. Then you can see a flower setup. So this really feels you, as I spoken about when we've spoken before in the presentation about the layered thing. Whenever you come to these kind of setup, you feel very uh, like a well treated guest or a VIP kind of person. So that feeling of layer, that feeling of hospitality comes whenever you come to these kind of setups. So here is a picture for that, you can see. Then comes self-service. So what is self-service? One is we went through that waiter service. Waiter service is when you are being served, but self-service is in this type of service, guests come to the counter, bay or table to serve themselves. Guests goes to the counter themselves and take the dishes, whatever they want. They take the place, go to the service counter, take the dishes, and whatever they want, they can take on their own. This is very commonly used style of food service in suits, almost all kind of events. So yes, this is a service mainly happen in the weddings, and it's a whole tradition happening in our country and many countries also where the self service is there. So this is a very commonly kind of food services which is prevailing. Then there are many types of self service styles, each adapted to the needs of the host and for different occasions. Mainly this has been grouped into buffet service and cafeteria service. So there are many types of self service styles, which is a buffet service, which we have discussed. Buffets, the buffet is being laid down and the plates are being kept aside. You just collect your plates, your cutleries, your napkins. You go to the counter where the food has been displayed. So just go there and have your food. Plus, the cafeteria service is also service whenever you go to any kind of a cafeteria. So you just order, then you have to go and pick your food from there, or pick your coffee from there, or a tea from there. So this is what a cafeteria service we mean. So these are the basic differences of different services as being to be understand in food management and the catering services. Then you can see some example. This is a self-service. So shipping dishes are there and people are coming there directly to the counter and taking the service themselves and picking the food themselves. So this is it. Then you can see another setup. Again, nicely laid table, chairs had been done with flowers, with cutlery and everything. And you can see the dishes where the food is being served, and a nice setup with canopies and the backdrops and all. So this is again a very important. Beside food, the aesthetics, yes, always play an important role. So we need to take care of that also. So here you can see the image, contemplate the entire setting. Then we come to vending. What is this? This type of food service is relevant for all major and mega events where menu items like cold drinks, coffee, tea, chips, and other packaged food are served to a large number of attendees, like in exhibitions. So, vending is what? Vending is whenever you go to some kind of exhibition, some kind of shows where like it's a ticketed thing. So there are people who are the vendors. They have a different. As you see, there are different vending machines being placed at the venue, like the coffee machine, like the people who are selling snacks and all and other things. So they are the vendors. What are those? They are the seller. They are selling thing. Okay, who bought food at the desired place, like at home, at the place of event, etc. Which means there are different vendors. You order food, they come to you, then you buy them. So this is what this vending thing is. So you see lots of coffee machine, tea machines at the many events or many exhibitions. You just go there, give them money, they'll give you a cup of tea or coffee at a particular amount, and with that also they have a packaged food, they have snacks, they have chips and other items which is incorporated with that. So it is for the large event attendees where like you don't have to, if you do buffet and all for like 2 3 thousand of people in these kind of events, it will be totally a mess. So these things many times doesn't work. So we have to you have to do these kind of services like vending service. So hope you have understood like what vending services. It is basically the seller thing, how the seller is selling the things at a particular venue and getting connected with the people who wants it in a different form. Okay, then food service styles used in preparation. Food service method styles have also been classified as per the different foods menu are being presented to the guest. They are table service methods where meals are served to seated guests, which means table service method, how you are serving at the table. So that method, that manner, like a proper manner should be there to serve the food. Then the counter service method where meals are collected by the guest. So table service method where the meal are served directly to the guest on the table. And the counter services where the people come to the particular counter and they collect their food and they just go back to their seats and have their meal. Then personal service method, in which meals are delivered. So meals, personal services, meal are delivered to your doorsteps. So this is what the personal service. So this is a major difference in different style of food servicing, like table service, counter service, and personal service. Hope you have understood this. So there are major difference actually. So I think this is very important for you to understand. Then we come to alcohol management. So it is a very vital part of any kind of event, any kind of wedding, any kind of seminars. Alcohol management at an event involves following activities: identify and comply with alcohol policies and law. We should know what kind of laws has been there to serve the liquor, serve the alcohol, and what are the policies to serve them, when it is to be served, how it is to be served, whether the particular kind of brand is legal to be served or not to be served. Then determine liabilities, insurance requirement. We should know the insurance requirement of our event, of the things, which is really important. What are the liabilities of doing these things? What kind of alcohol, what kind of alcohol management we should have or not for an event, so that liabilities we should know. Then incorporate responsible consumption program. Yes, very important. So responsible consumption program need to be known to all the guests, known to the client, so that there are no mess up for your event. The consumption of the alcohols, it has to be very in an ethical way again. So these things need to be understood in alcohol management activities. Then there are other things like alcohol at any event can be served only when certain points are considered, like a selection of caterer who is licensed to serve. Yes, and again an important part. Without license, we can't serve alcohol at any venue. If we serve alcohol at any venue without license, it will be confiscated and it will be taken back, and the venue gets sealed, and you are not able to serve to your clients. So getting that license is very, very important, which you get when you buy a liquor. You get a license to serve at your particular place. So we should be, as I told you, the ethics and truth should be there for any kind of event. We should not do things which give bad ailments to our event. Then the place of event, whether alcohol can be served or not. Yes, again there are many places, many venues where alcohol is not allowed. So if you serve alcohol there, so there could be a bad mouthing. You should you will lose your goodwill, and the event will go in a bin. So that should not happen with you. So we should know whether the alcohol, the particular kind of alcohol, particular brand, or even the alcohol is to be served at venue or not. So we should take care of those things. And like many times now, many weddings happen when people don't serve alcohol there, and suddenly you take your thing there and start drinking there, and also it will give a bad taste to the venue, bad taste to the people, how these kind of things are happening here. So we need to take care of that. Then the kind of drinks to be served, whether hard or soft, we should know what kind of drinks we are serving. Could be a soft drinks or a alcohol or a liquor based drinks. Then the size of serving, how many and what kind of serving we should be there. Size means how many people we are serving. We should know, are we serving to 100 people, are we serving to 1,000 people? So accordingly we have to buy the alcohol from the vendor, okay, from the liquor shop. So that we procure the license accordingly to serve these many kind of people. And many times the alcohol is a sponsored thing also for many events. So but still the license is important. Then we should have a trained bartenders. Trained bartenders are really important for any kind of event, because they should work accordingly as per the client's brief, and also they should be very fast in serving. Many times what happen when the bartenders are not trained, so we have a people standing at the bar and shouting, give my drink, give my drink, which is like then they fight. So any kind of event it happens. And so trained bartenders are very important. They should be very creative also in making different cocktails and mocktails. So this is a very important aspect. Then the security aspect. Many times at the bar, people come, they drunk, and they get drunk like that, and they do many bad things at the venue. So we should have proper security arrangement to keep people calm at the venue. We should know how many things, how many alcohol is being served at the venue. So people should be in a mannered way. So that mannerism is very important aspect beside the other things. So we need to take care of the security, how the bar is being secured, how uh, the different items are being secured, and we need to make our venue very neat and clean when we do all these kind of things. Also, we should have some good people of security at the bar, so that they take care of the people and the hooliganism, which can happen anywhere in any event. So that need to be taken care. So this is a very important part of alcohol management. So you can see a picture, alcohol being, wine is being served in the glasses. Then an important factor of the management is hygiene, sanitation, and safety. In catering, hygiene and sanitation play a vital role in promoting and protecting the health and well-being of people in large numbers. Thus, all food service and catering operations must comply meticulously with all health and food safety measures. So, hygiene, yes, not only nowadays, from past also, and in future, how hygiene plays an important part of your event. Hygiene and sanitation. So, catering has to be very neat. If it is not hygiene and it's not sanitized, people might get bad health. They might turn into it might turn into bad food, or people get ill by eating that particular kind of food if it is not hygienically prepared and the venue is not sanitized. So that will be very a problem kind of thing. Then hygiene and sanitation catering management means environmental hygiene, hygienic food handling, and personal hygiene. As I told you, the hygiene management again a very important part. Hygienic food, how you handle that particular kind of food, and also the personal hygiene. The people are coming there, or when your people are serving food to the people, so that personal hygiene is very very important. And what environment hygiene means, the kind of venue you have. So the venue where you're having your event, it has to be very hygienically done. So that is what an environmental hygiene, because what kind of environment we are giving to the people, to our guests who are coming to the venue. Then in addition to the safety measures in catering operations are equally important. So safety measures are important for us. We should take care of all kind of safeties. When the food is coming to the venue, it should be looked properly by the people who are professional. Whether your vegetables or any kind of supplements or any kind of your herbs and all which are used in a food are coming in a proper way in a proper place, and they are not like expired, they are not from bad places, or the people who are just want to make the money and just send things. Many times it happens. So people just want to make money, they send the items which are expired, which are like not good. So they sell that thing in a very cheap prices to the people, and many times those people, to make money again, the caterers and all, they make things from that. Then what happens? Food poisoning to the people, and it has happened. So we need to take care of those things. So again, I'll say ethics and safety measures need to be taken care. So those things are equally important. Then to safeguard food contamination through food handlers, following precautions must be taken. But those no food handlers should have any kind of disease or infection. From where we are taking food, we should know how that food is coming and who is delivering the food. So we should know they are not infected with any kind of disease or any infections. If they are infected for something like that, then the guest coming to our place might eat will eat that kind of food, and they also could be infected. Then hands should be clean at all time with short nails and no nail paint. So see, a beautiful thing, it's been told here. So hand, because the food is made by hand is a major component for making food. So the person who's making also, and who is delivering food, and who is also serving people, they should be very clean. Their nails should be cut and no nail paint. When if the female counterpart is there, if she's into making a food, making salads or dressing, or beautifying the food, so they have to be very neat with all these kind of things to be taken care. The illness must be immediately reported. If somebody is ill in your organization who are into catering, so that illness should be immediately reported, because if somebody is ill, he or she might infect many people. So to get rid of these things, yes please, one should report about it and get him or herself checked for that particular kind of illness. Then it is to be reported. Then learning and sitting on the working table is objectionable. So we should not lean, and sitting if is objectionable, which is really bad for our people who are distributing food, or the waiters, or the people who are into service. So need to take care of that, because client don't feel good about these things. Then all staff reporting duty must be fresh, well groomed and clean. They should look good and beautiful. As I told you that aesthetics always play an important part of your catering management. Then food must be handled correctly as little as possible. It has to be handled correctly. It should go to the guest table uh, on a faster basis. It should reach to your guest immediately. So that is very important, how the food is being handled. So need to take care. Then there should be no smoking, spitting, chewing, eating, sneezing, or coughing over the unprotected food. If the food is open, so take care you don't sneeze on it, you don't spit on it. And the people who are smoking, just ask them to go out of the venue or go out of the kitchen and smoke, or don't smoke uh, when the food is in under the process. Because if you do all these kind of things, something happen, so it give a bad feeling to the person. And as I told you, food poisoning is a major part, and any kind of one can get infected with any kind of disease due to other person's problems. So it's a very important part, hygiene and sanitation, and getting safety accordingly is a very very important factor, and we should take care of all these things. So guys, thank you very much. Hope the session you have learned about the catering management, about the alcohol management, and how the food is being served in a hygienic and sanitized manner. So please take out your notebooks, and as per the session we have discussed, do some brainstorming about how the food is being served, what are the different services as we discussed, and how we work for an alcohol management. Thank you.